Hello and welcome to What's in Store, our regular roundup of highlights of my journeys up and down the country from branch to branch, this time brought to you from our Cwmbran store. This store's particularly good at unusual bits and pieces, and today's no exception, but more of that later. So for now, have a little look at our highlights, see what you think. If you like it, you'll find similar fish up and down the country in our branches. If not, wait a few weeks and something better will come along. Bye for now. Variously known as Wheeler's shrimp goby, or even the gorgeous prawn goby, the red-banded goby is a reef-adjacent fish that shares a burrow with a pistol shrimp in the wild. Ideally suited to a marine tank that has a good depth of substrate and secure rockwork, these gobies can be prone to jumping if not provided with a companion of the crustacean persuasion. They'll readily buddy up with Alpheus bolulus or randali shrimps, which makes for a commensal relationship that puts clownfish and anemones in the shade. Rams have become extremely popular in recent years, and it's easy to forget that these are red-blooded cichlids no matter how fancy they become. This batch of long-fin electric blue rams were behaving just like their larger relatives, and the females especially were ready to fight for ownership of a patch of substrate. Dwarf cichlids have the advantage of small size. It's a lot harder to accommodate this type of behaviour when the fish are foot-long Oscars. Pygmy, or pea puffers, are great little shoaling fish which are best kept in a species tank, away from tank mates that might otherwise get nipped. As with many puffers, these aren't a fish that eat flake, and care should be taken to ensure that they get a good quality frozen food diet with occasional live food treats thrown in. Small snails are a favourite and should be used whenever possible, especially as they can be gut-loaded with good dried food to help ensure your pets get a balanced diet. The cuckoo catfish from Lake Tanganyika has been used in the creation of many of the hybrid cynos seen today. Although beautiful, Multipunctatus only lays small numbers of eggs, and so crossing a male with one of their much more prolific riverine relatives gives a much larger quantity of slightly less attractive offspring. Ironically, many of our stores have bred these catfish by housing them alongside Malawi cichlids in display tanks and just letting the fish get on with it. Similar setups work well in a home environment too, but over time the cichlids can become shy to spawn, knowing they'll end up rearing tiny cuckoos instead of their own young. Snakeheads are a very misunderstood group of fish. Often seen as predatory monsters, they're far more like giant betters and appreciate quiet, planted tanks. With an adult size that puts them out of the reach of many hobbyists, the golden cobra snakehead needs a cool, dark winter rest to remain in good health, making a tank in an outbuilding a perfect solution to the question of where might you keep your giant labyrinth fish. Pairs can be rather tempestuous, so you'd be well advised to make provision for housing individuals separately when their passions get the better of them. Either way, with looks like these, they're well worth the effort.